Hey, what's going on, guys? We got a lot to talk about. I'm excited to talk to you about it because we're finally playing a different game. We're moving on to Cut 26. Madden hasn't came out with rookie premieres or nothing yet, but we have Cut 26 news first week. We all know it drops tomorrow at noon. If you didn't know, that's the time now. 12 noon Eastern time. This is the expected content scheduled. We have a very packed week. We got a lot to talk about because they talked about everything in the stream they just did. If you guys missed it, I'll be your information that you missed out on. I'll tell you everything you missed. And as you can see, we have season 1 cards dropping. Early access is the first 3 days, so once it hits Thursday, the early access window's over. Then we have names of the game that drops, Standouts, Fresh Faces, Standouts 1.5, and then Alumni Volume 1. We'll get into all those in a little bit, but I believe we're just going to have a packed week. It might be a drop Tuesday for names of the game, Wednesday Standouts, Thursday Fresh Faces, Friday Standouts again, and then Alumni might be Saturday or Sunday. I believe Alumni were Sundays last year, so we could see them be Sundays again, or Saturday. We don't know yet, but assuming Sunday. Now, going into that early access window, I talked about we have a 3-day window before it's open for everybody to play. If you get the MVP bundle, you get that early access window. There is an early access field pass, as you can see here. Nothing too crazy, just a couple coins. Not really nothing crazy, if I'm being honest. The season 1 rare fantasy pack B&D, don't really know what's in that, but we'll see what it is. It might help you with your team to start off. I recommend trying to build at least a serviceable team in the beginning of the game. Maybe you don't spend as much money as everybody else or spend money at all. Just trying to make a serviceable team to get you through challenges or even through head-to-head games and that kind of stuff, so you can get through this field pass. Even though it doesn't seem worth it, it's a start. It's a start. Now we have challenge rewards. Every year, even with Madden, they come out with like a couple solos, a little easy solos, and then you get challenge rewards. Seems pretty simple here. It doesn't seem nothing crazy, 76 plus, 78 plus, but there might be budget beasts in this game. We haven't seen all the lower tier cards just yet. So that 76 plus, that 78 plus could be nice. And that little 5K coins that might not be nothing might actually help you get a card you want. So you never know. I would just do them just to get them done. It's not going to take you long to get this done anyways. Now on the stream, they only showed top 3 at their position for the core elites. These are the core elites. I'm just going to fly through them. I'm going to tell you what I feel about them, and then we'll go on to the next position. They only showed some. They didn't show every single position, by the way. As you can see, Leonard Moore, 85 overall, Notre Dame corner, 85 speed, 85 man. It seems like they're going off the same route as last year, that the speed will be capped at their overall. So if they're an 85 overall, they won't get 86 speed, they won't get 87 speed. But if they're an 85 overall, they can get 85 speed, they could get 84 speed, they can get under what their overall is or at what their overall is, but they can't go over. It seems like that's how they want to keep it that way. It's fine as long as they're usable. And with this Leonard Moore, I think he will be one of the better corners in the game, saying he does have 85 speed. And now we have Chandler Rivers. As you see, 85 speed here, 75 press. Kind of rough, but we are in the beginning of the game. One thing I did hear about this guy, though, is he's 5'10", so it's a little on the shorter side, but stat-wise, you're not going to get better than 85 speed off rip. Okay, now the last corner that they showed here was Jamon McCoy, 84 speed, 85 man, 71 zone, 81 zone, my fault. But that is okay. He's definitely going to be a solid corner, don't get me wrong. But if we're comparing him to the top tier corners, especially with the 2 we just seen, he might not be on that list of the S tier corners when the game first starts. Remember, guys, when the game first starts, speed and height matter. He's not at 85 speed. 85 speed would have put him up there with the best corners, but I know for a fact there's at least 4 plus corners that are going to have 85 speed, and he unfortunately isn't one. Now we're moving on to left edge. If you don't know, college football changed left end and right end positions, and they're called left edge and right edge. The best way I can help you figure out what that means is think about it in real life. TJ Watt, just guys who rush off the edge like that but are considered linebackers. They're now considered left edge, right edge, so they combine both left end and left outside linebacker, combine them together so that guys like TJ Watt and that kind of stuff will be in the same position, because they do rush the passer 95% of the time. And that's what left edge, right edge will mean when you see this position. But as you see here, TJ Parker, 81 speed. That's kind of rough for an 85 overall. You kind of want to see a little faster. I know I'm being picky already, but 81 speed, I think the minimum you want to see at someone who's going to be as expensive as him is going to be 83 speed. Now the next guy here, we have David Bailey. 81 speed, 84 excel. Good pass rushing stats, don't get me wrong. But like I said before, 81 speed, with guys that are 85 overall, they're going to be expensive because they're overall. You want to see them a little faster. I think 83 speed will be the threshold if I'm paying this much for an 85. Now moving on to Donnie Dennis Sutton. As you can see, 82 speed. We're getting better, but it's not too there. These cards don't blow me away by any means. A solid edge rusher he will be, but he won't be a speedster like everybody wants off the edge. So we're looking for the 83 speed plus is really what I'm keeping an eye on. Now we're on the top 3 receivers here. We got Malachi Fields. As you can see, 85 overall. It means he can get 85 speed. And we can see here we're 83 speed. It's just not going to cut it. We see pre-ordered cards already that have 83 speed. So this Malachi Fields isn't going to be the move by any means necessary. Unless you're a Notre Dame fan and you want to make a Notre Dame team off rip, go ahead. But meta-wise, he probably won't be the guy. He has 83 speed. If he was 85 speed, we'd be talking differently about him. Now we move on to Ryan Williams. We all know who Ryan Williams is. A big name. Gave him 85 speed, which is his cap because he's 85 overall. Has good stats all around. Can't expect them to get super crazy stats right now because these are core elite versions of them. But this Ryan Williams card is going to be very good. One of the best receivers in the game. He's not 6'3", 6'4", but there is always a pro to having those short receivers falling down easier on possession catches and that kind of stuff. So Ryan Williams will have his own value just because of his height and his speed. Now moving on to Jeremiah Smith. Now the same exact thing I just talked about with Ryan Williams, it's the complete opposite for Jeremiah Smith. We all know Jeremiah Smith is the best receiver in college football, and he has the best overall card now for a core elite. His stats show it's slightly better than Ryan Williams, route running and catching and that kind of stuff. 85 speed, very good. But one thing I want to note is he's the complete opposite of Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams is a short, shifty receiver. Jeremiah Smith is a big receiver who can go get the rock. So depends who you want, but they're both going to be extremely good cards. These are going to be some of the best cards in the game. Now moving on, we have Isaac Brown, Louisville running back. As you can see, 85 speed. We have a ton of running backs coming out. You guys know Eric Dickerson's one. They showed the Ricky Williams, the Jeremiah Love. They showed all those cards. So many running backs. So the running backs, unfortunately, are going to be held to a higher standard of what we consider good. And 85 speed for me is the threshold for a running back worth buying. Isaac Brown hits it. I know he has 68 trucking. Depends on your scheme and what you want to do with him. But he does have 80 catching. So if you're not a running back, a person who runs the ball and wants to run through somebody, Isaac Brown could be your guy if you can't afford any of the big expensive dudes. Now we have Jeremiah Love here. As you can see, 85 speed, 83 excel. He honestly looks slightly worse than that Isaac Brown dude. Slightly worse. His LTD looks much better, but Jeremiah Love, very underwhelming for his core elite. And then we have Jonah Coleman, 84 speed, 83 excel. Like I said before, I personally think 85 speed is the threshold for what we're looking for at running back because there's so many running backs coming out. We'll get into more of them later, but this is Jonah Coleman. I don't think he hits the threshold of S-tier running backs. Now we move into quarterbacks. Everyone was talking about quarterbacks. They gave us a sneak peek. They didn't want us to see it all, but they showed us some, and I did catch some things they didn't want to show in the stream, but I'll show you guys what I found too. So we have Drew Aller here. As you know, in the beginning of the game, abilities aren't as important. When they start getting abilities, don't get me wrong, they're very important, but Drew Aller has 78 speed. That's, for my opinion, this isn't going to cut it. You need the fast guys. You need the guys with somewhat decent accuracies and throw power. Not the best, somewhat decent accuracies and throw power and speed. Rolling out the pocket and that kind of stuff is going to be the move if you can. It's just fast quarterbacks will always be king in the beginning of the game. Usually later in the game, they're always worth it too. Now moving on, we have Cade Klubnik. You guys tell me how to pronounce it. I never tried to pronounce his name before. But you can see here, 80 speed, 84 throw power. Looks like he has good accuracies, but he's 80 speed. This is not someone I'm going to be going after. He is too slow for me. I think day one, I would rather use an 83 overall quarterback with 83 speed than this Cade, just because the speed, in my opinion, matters that much at quarterback when the game first drops. Now we move on to Arch Manning. I thought they would have did Arch Manning a little better. I was hoping for 83 speed. Then I would have thought about buying him. But 81 speed is kind of iffy. They made him more well-rounded, it seemed like. So this Arch Manning will be a solid card. But don't expect to get too many crazy clips with him rolling around the pocket or scrambling down the field. Because 81 speed isn't going to get you those type of clips. It'll just get the job done if you're sitting in the pocket. Now, as you can see, I'm showing you an upgrade token. These are for Season 1 cards. Season 1, Kendrick Folk, 1 overall to upgrade him to an 85. Did not show us what his stats were at an 85 overall, but free is free, you guys. You got to take it when the game first comes out. These are what the tokens look like, and this is what Kendrick Folk looks like in an 80 overall. Remember, this isn't his final stats. They will get upgraded. I do want to see that speed in the 80 pluses, preferably 82 range. 81 would be okay. You could put him at D tackle and he'd be decent, but 82 range would be very nice. 83 would be elite. We just haven't seen nothing about him. But this is a free card, guys. You got to take free. You're just probably going to get him from leveling, and you're going to get the token from leveling up later in your season, and then you could upgrade him to an 85. Now, these cards here I'm going to show you are the Season 1 cards. Think of it last year as like the trophy rewards. The trophy rewards, you can buy a card, and later in the season you get an upgrade token, and you can put it on a card, and they'll fully upgrade. These are what these cards can be. I believe you could put them on one of these cards and bring them to an 87 once Season 2 starts. So we don't know what their full overalls will be or what their speed will be. Just pick the one that'll help you with your team. If your team needs a running back, pick the running back. If your team needs a tight end, pick the tight end. Obviously, when it gets to that point, I'll tell you guys which one is the best one if you don't have an idea which one to pick. But as you can see, there's a tight end, Dallas Payne, an 83 linebacker, Aiden Fisher. They all go up to an 87. You get one token, I believe, so you can't get them all. Just one token, Aiden Fisher. And then we get to 85s. This 85 is Fernando Carmona. Solid offensive lineman. We know offensive linemen do matter a little bit. Fernando is going to be a good offensive lineman. I don't know how expensive he will be unless he's in the trophy store. I hope all these guys are in the trophy store. We'll find out come tomorrow. But there's some really good Season 1 players. I don't think it's as big as the Season 1 cards from last year, the Judkins, the Burden, all that kind of stuff. They wanted to tone that down a little bit because of how broken they were when the game first came out. But we're going to move on. As you can see, Alex Perry. There's another one here. I've been told Alex Perry's 6'5", so maybe he might be the guy with the upgrade token who's worth. Very good card. Even non-upgraded for someone on budget. 83 speed, 83 overall, so he can't get faster. So if you're a budget, Alex Perry can be your guy. And then this is the 87, Xavier Scott. Very, very good card. This will be the best corner in the game day one. And probably for about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks if they don't drop someone that soon. As you can see, 87 speed. That's the only reason why. He does have 85s across the board here, which is very, very nice. Best corner in the game. That's all I can tell you guys. He will be expensive. You just got to save up for him if you really want him that bad. Now, we're moving on to the Season 1 LTDs. I'm going to tell you guys how these work. Every week for the season, they will come out with an LTD. They will drop one. For first week, will be Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love will be in the rotation of the LTDs like normal. I believe he'll be in packs for either 2 days or the full week. I'm expecting 2 days. If it is the full week, there might be opportunities there. But if it's 2 days, expect them in the packs for 2 days like normal. It'll go out of packs next week. It'll be a brand new person for Season 1. It won't be Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love, LTD being in packs, gone forever. He'll probably get more expensive after that. But one person every week, every new LTD. I think it's going to be only one. So Jeremiah Love is the first week. Like I said, this is much better than his core elite that I was telling you about. 86 speed, 85 XL. Very, very much better. I'm not going to lie to you. His other card went from, I'm not going to get him, to this one is like, okay, I'll think about it. But this card's very good. There's still a lot of good running backs, so you do have options. Now, there's one more Season 1 player I want to show you guys is Parker Brailsford. Offensive lineman, he's going to be expensive unless these cards cost trophies. I don't believe they will. I believe they will be in packs, these 87s at least. He will be the best center in the game for a long time. He will be pretty expensive to start off. He might settle down a little bit into the week, but this Parker guy is the real deal. You won't have to, if you do get him, you won't have to replace him for a while. Now moving on to the Season 1 Field Pass rewards. Seems kind of simple. Same as usual. 79 B&D. Bunch of trophies as you go through. Nothing too crazy as you can see. Then you can see here the 87 overall B&D Season 1 champion. That's what I was talking about earlier with those lower tier, the 81, 83s, and that kind of stuff. You put that on him once the season ends, and then they upgrade to an 87. That's what you get here, so it is worth getting all the way up there. And then you can get a Season 1 rare B&D fantasy pack. I did pull some in Cut 25. They were decent. Hopefully you guys have good pack luck, but they're not like, oh, we have to get to this level to get it immediately. Those aren't what these packs really are. You really just want that 87 overall champion token. Now another thing they did change was Gauntlet, and I personally don't think they changed it for the better. They didn't. Hopefully they just didn't announce it, but as you can see, these are the wins for the Gauntlet. If you don't know, Gauntlet's probably the most competitive game mode in Cut or Madden Ultimate Team. And if you get 9 or 10 wins, you win the Gauntlet. If you lose twice before then, your Gauntlet's over. As you can see, at 9 and 10 wins, 400k or 500k, 2 natty packs, 3 natty packs. Everyone may be hyped over, oh, it's 400k, it's 500k. If you don't remember, if you haven't won a Gauntlet before or anything like that, those Gauntlet cards, when they first came out, for getting 9 or 10 wins, would sell for like 2 to 3 million coins. So that means we're losing almost 1.5 to 2.5 million coins from them doing this switch. I think it's a very bad switch in my opinion. Hopefully they just didn't announce that there was going to be a card, because if Gauntlet don't have a card, unless you're really good, I don't see nobody really going after 400 or 500k. Now one thing I wanted to bring up was this card right here, this AJ Harris, and it is a Season 1 card, but I want to tell you guys how to get him. If you remember last year, there was a Tower of Valor challenges. I believe he's going to be in the same boat. So you'll be able to do challenges to get this AJ Harris. If that is true, I do believe it is. I would definitely recommend you guys to get him as soon as possible. As you can see, he is 85 speed, 85 man, 84 zone. That is more than good enough for the first day. So if he is obtainable right away, I recommend grinding these out, getting this guy a free corner at his caliber. You can't give up. Now we're moving on to names of the game. Just a couple simple cards, as you can see. I'll go over them quick because they're not too crazy. Anthony Smith, 80 overall, too slow for me in my opinion. I'm just gonna go quick. Even if it's mean, I'm going quick. And then Jennings, Dunker, offensive lineman. Could be a solid upgrade if you don't have offensive linemen, but nothing too crazy. Then we have Dante Dodwell. As you can see, 80 speed. We want the speed guys. We don't want nothing this slow unless we're down bad. And then here we have Bud Clark, 80 speed, free safety. Solid card. If you're on a budget, I wouldn't go for this card personally. I think I'm going to have a decent amount of coins in this game. And then as you do your challenges, you will get tokens. You use the token to redeem players from the names of the game champion and names of the game hero sets. I just believe you can get a names of the game stuff. Before we continue with names of the game, I do want to tell you guys about the Tower of Valor awards. As you can see here, it says tier 1 coin pack and then the AJ Harris, so you can earn him from challenges, I believe. Get this done ASAP, guys. Now moving on to names of the game, champ overalls. Champ overalls will be 85, LTDs will be 86s. Dylan Raiola, like I said, good stats overall. If you're not worried about scrambling out of the pocket, Dylan Raiola could be good for you. 81 speed for me is a little too slow, but Raiola, we want to see the releases. We want to see how they are. 81 speed's too slow, but the accuracies are there. Now we move on to Gentle Hunt. As an edge rusher, 76 speed is way too slow, but you can move this guy to D-tackle, and he would be a decent D-tackle. Wouldn't mind him if you did get him and put him at D-tackle, but I would not run this guy off the edge. Now we move on to Hans Hammer, Offensive lineman, obviously the better offensive lineman you have, the less you have to replace them. He is pretty solid. There's not much else I can say about an offensive lineman. Now we have the Icy Hopkins. This is someone I wanted to talk about. We've seen him earlier in one of the reveals they did. 85 speed, 85 zone. I personally think he's going to be the best safety, free safety in the game. We don't know nothing about strong safeties just yet. But 85 speed, 85 zone off rip makes him S tier. He might be one of one comparing him to other safeties. We'll find out when we see the free safeties in the game. But as of right now, the only 85 speed, 85 zone safety we know about is the Icy Hopkins. Now, those tokens I was telling you about that you can earn from doing your names of the game challenges can be exchanged here. You get 12 of them. You can get a champion, which is an 85 overall. I don't know how many weeks we would have to do the challenges to get all the tokens, but make sure you stack them up. A free champion's a free champion. Take what you can from that. I will be doing them, even though I might spend some money. Doing this stuff for free might become worth it in the end. You never know. Now, talking about names of the game dropping, we have LTDs dropping as well with them. As you can see, 86 speed, 85 man, 86 press. All this card is very good. Mr. Clark. It seems like they give FIU a lot of cards, which no problem against, but it just seems like a lot of FIU cards. This card is going to be very, very good, by the way. He's not going to be the best corner in the game because we do have that Xavier Scott, but this will be second best corner in the game. He will clear everybody else other than Xavier Scott. If you want this card, obviously LTD, you got to pull him or have the coins to buy him. Another receiver I want to show you guys is Squirrel White. The last LTD for names of the game. 86 speed is very, very good. We haven't seen too many fast receivers just yet, so Squirrel White actually might be very expensive because there's not too many receivers just shown at his caliber just yet. So 86 speed, Squirrel White might actually run the game for a little bit, depending on if there's more receivers coming out with him. Now, this is what you earn from the names of the game challenge rewards. As you can see, 500 coins, coin pack. Nothing crazy at all B&D packs. The tokens are what you're looking for. Coin pack, I guess, is okay, but the tokens are what you're really looking for here. Now, there's a name of the game solo event. I don't really know how it's going to work, but it seems pretty simple. Blank slate, you get packs after 3 wins. And then at tier 8, you get a names of the game pack. It doesn't say B&D, so I'm assuming you're going to be able to sell these cards once you get them. There is a decent amount of coins here. If this is repeatable, if you can repeat tier 8 a couple times, that would be actually decent for getting coins and packs and that kind of stuff. But we'll see how it really turns out. But this is the names of the game solo event, so we'll find out, I guess. Now, this is the Standouts promo that is going to have 2 releases this week. As you can see, 9 weekly standout tokens to receive 1 standout collection token pack containing 200k. So you won't be able to do this off rip. You're going to have to do this each and every week, I believe, till it finishes. And then, actually, there'll be 3 sets per week. I just figured this out off the top. There will be 3 sets per week, so 3 weeks long. And there will be 3 sets. So 1 set, 2 set, 3 set for week 1. And then another one for week 2, and another one. And if you do that, you'll get 200k coins. I don't know how lucrative that would be in the end, but I was told once you put the cards in, you get the cards back out. I'll show you the sets in a little bit. Starting with the 80 overalls. These are cards that go into the set. They're 80 overalls that go into the set, 83s and 85s. Those will be the sets each week that come out, and you'll be able to do this. As you can see, do some Ignite. These are just set fillers. I'll just skim through them. Nobody too crazy here for the 80 overalls. Just a little another skim through. And now we move on to the set. As you can see, they're all in the set. And then exchange 680 overall standout elite players to receive 1 standout week 1 elite pack containing 1 standout elite week 1 token. And like I said, you need 3 tokens. Elite players returned on completion. So once you do this, you can get them back and probably sell them. That'd be pretty nice. Not wasting coins on 80 overalls every week. We move to the 83s. As you can see here, Andrew Babaloa. Nothing too crazy here. If there's someone to point out, I'll let you know. The Tristan Castro, 83 speed. This could be a decent budget corner. Kevin Wynn is pretty decent. 74 speed is a little iffy, but it is usable in the beginning. Joe Phillips, Sam linebacker as an edge rusher could be solid, but I wouldn't go his route. Obviously, offensive linemen are decent, but these cards are all for sets. One last guy, we have Khalil Lockett, another budget receiver. I believe he's like 6'1 or 6'2. Can be a really solid guy for anybody on a budget. Now, here's the 83 overall set. Like I said, it's the same exact thing. You get them all returned. You could sell them, and then you get your second token. I don't know if you can have to do 180, 183, 185, or you can do all 380s, all 383s, or all 385. Like, I don't know if you can do that, just all of one, or you have to do one of each. Now we're going to be showing you guys the 85s. Another running back, 85 speed. Like I said before, I think the speed for a running back is an 85. That's the threshold you want to be looking for. Ben Banks, the third. Like I said, you want to look for speed. But one thing I want to tell you guys about is coverage matters too. And even though he has 84 speed, the 85 man, this 85 zone is very, very good in the beginning of the game. So you might want to look at Ben Banks as someone who could even play on your team. And then we have William Nawarni. I can't say his name. I'm sorry. Whoever Williams is. But 82 speed. Very solid speed. Like I said, I'm looking for 83. I don't know if there's going to be 83s. I think there's one that I know of. But Williams is definitely the best one we've seen so far. And this is the 83 I've seen. As you can see, Hayden Lowe, 83 speed. This probably will be the best edge rusher. I can't think of anybody else who is an edge rusher with 83 speed just yet. We won't know until we see the catalog tomorrow in the game. One thing I want to show you guys about this is the sets. The sets are exchange six standouts, right, for 85s. But there's one thing they didn't show in the stream. They didn't show all the 85s. And it was this card right here. They didn't show Bryce Underwood. And the reason why I think they didn't show him is because everybody would have been so hyped about him because he has 84 speed. 84 speed at quarterback puts him into the S tier of abilities. Bryce Underwood is very much going to be arguably the best QB in the game when the game drops. Depends how expensive he will be. We'll find out. They also didn't show this Elijah Griffin. We don't know his speed. We'll find out eventually if he's going to be nice or not. But this Bryce Underwood card they didn't show is here hiding, and he will be arguably QB1. Now we have some LTDs to show you guys. The Carrying Moore LTD 85 speed. Like I said, he'll get thrown into the mix with 85 speed receivers. Nothing to spend a bag on saying he's an LTD, but the Carrying Moore will be good. And then we have Zayden Walker LTD. Like I said, nothing to spend a bag on. He is only 83 speed. I don't know if that's going to be fast for a user or not, but we'll find out. But I hopefully can find someone with 84, 85 speed. It might be worth putting a safety at your linebacker. And last but not least, we do have the last LTD, and it is Johnny Manziel. This is the person I think will be QB1. Releases do matter, but speed matters more in the beginning of the year. If Johnny Manziel does have a bad release, I can see someone exchanging to Bryce Underwood. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Johnny Manziel's QB1, Bryce Underwood probably 2. And if you can afford Manziel, go for Manziel. But if you can only afford Bryce, go for Bryce. Now, for the standout rewards, as you can see, 4K, a bunch of B&D packs, nothing too crazy. But these down here could be of some value, these 83 pluses. These coins do add up. This is about 10, 16, 22, 28, 34K right there. That you'll probably get done passively just playing the game. There's tons to do in the game tomorrow. I will be dropping a video on what to do first with your points, who to pick from your rewards, and even a pack opening tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. This hopefully gets you an idea of what you gotta look forward to tomorrow and for the rest of the week. But if you guys did enjoy, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.